Have you ever wondered if space and time could bend? If light itself could curve? And if matter and energy were in fact the same thing? These aren't just wild questions. They're truths, revealed by a man whose imagination reshaped our universe. His name, Albert Einstein. On March 14, 1879, in the quiet German town of Ulm, a child was born, Albert Einstein. His father, Hermann Einstein, was an engineer and salesman. His mother, Pauline Koch, a devoted woman with a love for music. But Albert's early years were far from ordinary. His speech was delayed, enough to worry his parents. Doctors assured them he was fine, just a late bloomer. Yet behind that silence, his mind was alive, quietly asking questions the world had never asked. One day, when Albert was 5, his father showed him a simple pocket compass. The tiny needle that always pointed north, unseen forces guiding it, filled him with awe. That invisible mystery became his lifelong obsession, to understand the hidden laws of the universe. He would later say that this moment left a deep and lasting impression. In the Luitpold Gymnasium in Munich, young Einstein struggled. Rigid rules, rote memorization, and harsh discipline stifled his imagination. Teachers saw him as lazy, even rebellious. One reportedly told him, "You will never amount to anything." But the boy they dismissed would one day redefine space and time. In 1894, after his father's business failed, the Einstein family moved to Italy. Albert stayed behind to finish school, but couldn't bear it for long. At 15, he dropped out and joined his family in Pavia. For the first time, he was free to think, to explore, to learn on his own terms. Determined to continue his education, Einstein went to Switzerland. At the liberal Aarau school, teachers encouraged questioning over memorization. It was the perfect soil for his restless curiosity. He graduated in 1896 and entered the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich to study mathematics and physics. In Zurich, he found kindred spirits and met Mileva Maric, a brilliant physics student who would become his wife. Their friendship grew over late-night debates and shared dreams of science. But after graduation, reality hit hard. Despite his talent, Einstein couldn't secure an academic job. Professors found him difficult, unconventional. After months of rejection, he landed a modest post at the Swiss Patent Office Bern in 1902. No one could imagine that this patent clerk was quietly rewriting the laws of the cosmos. Working by day and dreaming by night, Einstein experienced what history would call his Annus Mirabilis, his miracle year. In 1905, he published 4 papers that shook the foundations of physics. The first proposed that light wasn't just a wave, it also behaved as particles or quanta. This idea explained the photoelectric effect and would later earn him the Nobel Prize in physics. The second explained Brownian motion, offering direct proof that atoms and molecules were real. The third introduced the special theory of relativity, showing that the laws of physics are the same for all observers, and that the speed of light is constant. From this flowed astonishing ideas: time dilation, length contraction, and the blending of space and time into one fabric. And in his 4th paper, he unveiled a short equation that would become the most famous in the world: E equals mc squared. It revealed that mass and energy are interchangeable, that even a tiny amount of matter holds unimaginable power. The scientific community was stunned. Some doubted him, others were captivated. But gradually, his brilliance became undeniable. A patent clerk had just changed physics forever. By 1908, Einstein left the patent office and entered academia. From Bern to Zurich to Prague, and finally Berlin, his reputation grew with every discovery. In Berlin, he began his greatest challenge: to extend relativity to include gravity itself. After years of relentless thought, Einstein unveiled his general theory of relativity in 1915. He proposed that gravity wasn't a mysterious force. It was the bending of space-time caused by mass and energy. Picture a bowling ball on a stretched rubber sheet. The sheet curves and smaller balls roll toward it, not because of a pull, but because of the curve itself. So too, the sun bends space, and planets orbit along those curves. Einstein's prediction was bold. Light passing near a massive object should bend. In 1919, during a total solar eclipse, British astronomer Arthur Eddington tested that idea, and he found the starlight really did bend. Headlines flashed across the world, light all askew in the heavens. Einstein had been proven right. Overnight, he became a global celebrity. His wild hair, gentle humor, and humble smile made him an icon of genius and humanity. He was no longer just a scientist. He was a symbol of the power of human thought. Yet fame couldn't solve everything. His marriage to Mileva Maric fell apart under the weight of distance and ambition. They divorced in 1919, and soon after, he married his cousin, Elsa Lowenthal. In the 1930s, as Nazism spread through Germany, Einstein, a Jewish pacifist, became a target. His theories were denounced as Jewish physics. While visiting the United States in 1933, he made a life-changing decision. He would never return to Germany. He settled in Princeton, New Jersey, joining the newly founded Institute for Advanced Study, his final home. As World War II loomed, Einstein faced a moral dilemma. Though a lifelong pacifist, he feared Nazi Germany might develop atomic weapons first. In 1939, he co-signed a letter to Roosevelt, warning him of the danger. A letter that helped launch the Manhattan Project. Einstein himself never worked on the bomb, but when Hiroshima and Nagasaki were destroyed, he was deeply shaken. He said, "Mankind invented the atomic bomb, but no mouse would ever construct a mousetrap." At Princeton, Einstein devoted his final years to a dream of unification, a single theory that would combine all the forces of nature. He never completed it, but his quest inspired generations to continue. On April 18, 1955, Albert Einstein passed away at the age of 76. Even in death, his curiosity lingered, his brain preserved for study, his ideas alive forever. Today, Einstein's equations guide our GPS satellites, our nuclear energy, our understanding of the cosmos itself. His ideas are woven into the fabric of modern life. But beyond the science, he left us something far greater, a philosophy of curiosity, imagination, and moral courage.